Hello and welcome to another video. Before we get into what we're doing today, new hoodies are in. I did the first run a few years ago and then I've decided to do another one, so it's just the Ain't Dead on the front, the new logo, and then the thumb on the back. So if you want to pick one of these up, they're really warm. I live in mine. They're a nice fit. They're not like a tight hoodie. They're like a more of a comfy lounge hoodie sort of thing. So if you want to pick one up, links in the description. If you want to grab one, much appreciated. All goes towards what we're doing here. So allows me to buy more stuff and pay for more parts and stuff like that. So yeah, get on with today's video. So I picked this up off a friend. It's a little rocker BMX. A lot of you will probably know what these are, but it's got a flat tyre and it's obviously been sat for a while because it's very rusty and stuff like that. But I might just shot tyre on it and it'll be a good laugh for the unit, just for people to try and do stunts on. I know they're really hard to ride actually. I tried riding it yesterday and I really struggled with them being so small. But yeah, they're a good laugh, so stay tuned for absolute nonsense with this thing. It also says metal on the frame and it's black, so we might do like a cool colour scheme on it, might do like a paint job. That'd be fun. So if you watched the last video, we had an issue starting the Corvair. There was wiring gremlins all over the place. So what I've done since the last video is bought a new battery terminal. So that's a brand new terminal. I've got a brand new power wire for the starter. That is the power wire that goes to this, which I believe is the regulator, and then we've got the power for the air ride all onto the positive terminal. So they're all nice. They've got nice new connectors on them. They're all bolted down nicely, so that should be nice. New earth cable. I have also, if you remember from the last video, there was a massive spark came from this area. I diagnosed it as the power cable for the blower motor, which I've deleted. So I've taped that up and I've isolated it, so hopefully that won't arc off anything again. So yeah, it's pretty much ready to try and fire it again. So yeah, I'm going to take the battery back off the E28. Hopefully it's got enough juice in it to start the car. And we'll try and turn it over without having any fires or burning the unit to the ground. So wish me luck. So while I've been waiting for Elliot to get here to help me start the car, I've been getting the fuel tank situated in the front of the car. As you can see, the tank is in the front now. I have secured it with the original, I guess it's a strap. Yeah, it's like a metal strap. So, but it's got hooked. It's got like a hook with a bolt on the end. So I've hooked it into this, and then it goes across here, and then it hooks into a point in on the other side. So it's going nowhere. I've wired in the sensor for the level, for the fuel level. Obviously, with it being on a different angle, it'll probably read wrong anyway, but at least it's on. And I've fitted the fuel filler neck. So this still needs bracing to the side. I'm going to build like a nice little bracket to go down there, hold this there, but looking forward to pulling up at fuel stations and filling the car from the, popping the bonnet and filling the car. So yeah, glad that's out of the way. Got the battery on charge, so once that's pretty much there, we'll hook the battery up and see if the wiring wants to play ball or not. so fingers crossed. Right, so I've managed to figure out that this is the wiring that's getting hot when I plug the battery in. So this wire specifically goes to the starter. I'm not entirely sure what it does. I know what this one does. This is the signal, well, power and signal for the coil. So when you turn the ignition on and you try to start the car, this puts current to the coil, allowing your points to run. So this wire, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's all cracked, split, just not the best looking wire. So I'm going to replace it with some new wire and put new connectors on it, and hopefully this eliminates that issue, but probably not, because this car's just fighting me the whole way. There we go, nice fresh line, right size connectors on it and everything. So we'll put it in here, so it goes from these two. I don't know why there's two wires into this one plug, but yeah, these go into one and then down to the starter motor. So we'll plug it in, hook it up to the starter motor and see what happens. Just gotta route the lines under the car so we can get them onto the starter. Like that. So the good news is this wire isn't getting hot anymore, but the bad news is it's still struggling to crank. The battery is fully charged. I've had it on a battery tender and it says that it's fully charged, so I'm really not sure. I'm going to try and earth the engine. I'm just going to put like a strap from somewhere to the chassis, try and earth it out. The coil isn't getting signal. The air ride isn't turning on with the ignition. So yeah, we'll earth the engine and then we'll try again. Mai.
Good. 9.
So, it's a few hours later. Some progress, because I did an earth lead for the engine and that fixed it cranking, so it actually cranks over as it should now. We've managed to figure out that the coil is actually getting voltage, so that does work. So the wiring's okay to there. Then it's going into the top of the Dizzy, it's going into the plug lead, into the King lead, and then it's stopping. So it's either the rotor, the cap, or the leads, because there's no spark coming out of the leads. On the plus side, I've rerouted the ignition live for the air ride into the car. It's that pink wire there, up to the ignition live in the under the dash. And if we plug her in, if we turn the ignition on, the air ride now works, so that's a massive plus. So I can plumb all the air ride back in. Aye, fuck. So I got these Nerf guns for free with the bike, and Lambs decided we had a fucking war yesterday. We had a war with them yesterday. Let me get a gun then. So we're getting there with this fucking hoodie. So yeah, if you want to pick up a hoodie, link is in the description. These two fat lads have ordered them, but the larges aren't in yet. Yeah, that's going to do it for today. I am absolutely starving. So, from me, Lamb and Matthew.
Bye.